Now, many of you may have been on holiday already this year, go away to try and get some sunshine. Of course, nothing worse than getting sick when you've spent all that money going away. You've looked forward to it so much, and also you're far away from the comforts of home and indeed your own doctor. And there has been a recent rise in legal claims against holiday companies, and including some high-profile fraudulent claims, and travel companies seem to be a little bit anxious about this at the moment. Let me bring in Eilish Lindsay from Thompson Solicitors here. Between, documentary evidence of, you were talking about plaster coming off the walls and sinks coming off the walls and the place being unsanitary and unpleasant, etc., and not what you paid for, Alan. I mean, that's something that you can take photographic evidence of. But Eilish, to establish that if you become sick, presumably through food poisoning, that is a result of the food consumed on those premises, I mean, that's always going to be debatable, isn't it?
Well, what we've done was...
hang on, Alan, I'm just going to hear from Eilish.
Well, they are difficult claims to prove, as we've heard this morning. However, documentary evidence from a pharmacist, from a doctor that you visited in relation to your symptoms are obviously helpful. If you go and report the issue to the reception as well, you've got a complaint at the time of it happening, so you're not coming back and then saying, well, I think that was because of that. And for example, if you're on holiday and you're in an all-inclusive resort, you haven't left your resort, there is no other source for this illness to have came from if you haven't left your resort, and you have picked up an illness in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, not at all referring to you, Alan, but I mean, again, looking at some of the claims that have been made, Ken, of people putting in fraudulent claims, I suppose you could get somebody, an all-inclusive resort, who gets blind drunk for 10 nights, and at the end of that, is feeling rather unwell. Whose fault is that one?
I think we've all got to be careful how we handle ourselves, be it on holiday or at home. And yes, there is probably a personal duty of care to make yourself, or to keep yourself in a state that you won't become ill through the demon drink and such.
Yeah, Eilish, how does that one play legally?
Well, I would say that if someone gets a very bad case of a hangover, we wouldn't be looking to blame the holiday provider for that. It's for genuine cases of illness. We don't condone or support anybody who's looking to make a fraudulent claim. We would be looking to help people who've been the victim of an illness on holiday that is genuine and not fraudulent in nature. And as I say, a bad hangover is not a result of a claim.
So is this a growing area? I mean, are you dealing with more and more people coming and saying, can you handle this for me?
We do see people looking for assistance in these kind of matters. At Thompson's, we represent a lot of trade union members. We do get trade union members who've come to us after they've had a holiday, and they have got genuine cases of where they have been ill abroad. The increased media that we're seeing for these kind of claims, I wouldn't necessarily say it's an increase in claims, but it's maybe there's just more press attention to them than anything else. But the regulations are there. There's package holiday regulations in place that allow people to make a claim for these type of illnesses abroad, and the regulations are there for a purpose, and it isn't something that's been brought out of nowhere this year. The regulations date back to 1992.
I mean, are you seeing an increase in what you would deem to be fraudulent claims?
As I say, my firm would not deal with a fraudulent claim. We very much only deal with people who are genuine, and if we deemed anything to be fraudulent, we would certainly not assist with that. We would look to assess the claim based on the evidence that we have, and I can't say that we've seen an increase in fraudulent claims, no.
Right. Ken, would you recommend somebody to employ a lawyer if they felt that they had a claim? Do they need to go to those lengths?
I don't think that's really necessary. I mean, if you're dealing with a responsible travel agent, they will be a member of one of the associations, be it ABTA, the ITT and such like. We all have a code of conduct which says that if a customer complains, they've got to get a response within a couple of weeks' time. That response might be just a holding letter, say we've been in touch with the principal, we'll come back to you. Once that complaint is logged, it is then taken through its case, and if there's an insurance company involved, the insurance company have a responsibility to take care of the things that are not the responsibility of the tour operator or the travel agent. So first of all, book it through a good travel agent, and that can be online as well as a personal call to a shop or a telephone call. You take out a proper insurance policy to cover your ailments and such like, or the potential for loss in your holiday, and follow it through from there.
Though, Eilish, if you're saying that your firm is seeing an increase in people approaching you for advice, that suggests that they're perhaps not getting much change from their travel company.
Well, at the first point of call when you're back from your holiday, and you may make contact with the travel agent yourself and look to seek compensation from them directly. You've gone through a very difficult time on holiday, you're getting back to your everyday life, and if you have a solicitor dealing with things for you, you know that you're putting your claim or your issue in the hands of someone who knows what they're doing and is a specialist in this area. So it's giving you that guidance. And
presumably will charge you for it.
With any service you seek, you have to pay a cost for that, but it's the reassurance that it can give people and the assistance that we bring as a specialist in this kind of area, that it is of assistance to people and it can help them to be successful in a claim.
Alan, where are you with it then? Have you got any chance of getting some kind of settlement here?
Well, we don't know yet. We've been with we've got the trading standards involved and different things, and what's happened, that they've never responded back, and we've written to them personally and they never responded back.
And don't give us the name, but this is a reputable travel company, is it?
Oh yeah.
Right, and you're just not getting any response?
No.
Right, okay. Well, Ken, I don't know, that's not sounding too great for the travel industry, but we'll see whether or not, Alan, you get any success in the future. Good luck with your Fringe show, apart from anything else. I hope you're feeling hale and hearty and ready to tackle that. The audiences will be waiting to shang-a-lang along with you.
Great, actually,
Thanks very much, Alan. Thanks also to Eilish Lindsay and Ken McNabb.